it's me, and Elda's back with another video, and boy do we have quite a few things to talk about today, at least when it comes to some of the future plans they had for after, from the success of Sonic Frontiers. Now, in another previous video I made, they talked about how they wanted to make new things rather than focus back on some old things like remasters and reboots, because that was something people have been wondering. But it seems that despite that interview, Sega seems to be considering remakes and reboots based on an article that was released on July 15th, which basically titles Sega's boss on Sonic Frontiers success considering remakes and reboots. So the article goes on. Sega's president and co-host has commented on the success of Sonic Frontiers as well as interests in approaches like remakes and reboots. The comment comes as part of an interview published in a recent issue of Japan's magazine. He was first asked about what was memorable last year, to which he pointed to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie as well as Sonic Frontiers. The Switch title, which also available on other platforms, managed to sell more copies than we anticipated. More discussion of Sonic came about later in the interview while discussing Sombro de Amigos Party Central. That one isn't a reboot, and although Sonic Superstar isn't either, we want to have some elements of a reboot in there as well. Then finally, they asked about what about them considering reboots and remakes alongside new entries, and this was the translation as follows. To me, Son de Amigo Party Central wasn't a reboot but a new entry into the series. On the other hand, Sonic Superstar was announced the other day is a return to the 2D action of the past. So while it is a new entry, we want to have some elements of a reboot in there as well. Of course, we must do new things, but we're not doing both new entries and reboots for every IP, with the mindset of this is the best way of doing things for this IP. We choose and move forward with the appropriate options based on the timing for every IP. Sonic is Sega's iconic IP, so we're considering reboots and remakes alongside new entry. So very similarly to what was said in the video I made about the plans of after Sonic Superstar, they do seem to be focusing on new things and wanting to move the series forward, but also now seem to have a little bit of considering of reboots and remakes that they've done, like Sonic with Sonic Ultimate Colors and I guess Origin in a way. So, but I guess the question is now is that the route they should go? Is that the route they should go? What games and remasters, what games really need it, what games deserve it, what games would be nice to see? I know for there is a part of the fandom that always wanted Sonic 06 to get a complete remake, as there have since been like some potential people have seen in it, and people really think that game deserves another chance. There's a huge part of the fandom, which myself included, really wants Sonic Unleashed to be put on PC, to be, optimized for PC like it was on the consoles, because that game certainly deserves it. And then there are other games that people really want to remaster, Sonic Adventures and Sonic Adventures 2, both games that, though are on PC, definitely has not aged the best in terms of game controls or voice acting and graphics. Definitely those two games, especially very beloved IPs, definitely could use a remake or a remaster, definitely. So I know for a lot of people this could give a little hope that maybe those games could finally get that remastered or update that it deserves. Of course, some people worry from what happened with Sonic Origins or Sonic Colors Ultimate that maybe they shouldn't touch it and just keep working on focusing on making the new stuff, since we know that they seem to have an idea for it, especially with the success of Sonic Frontiers and the people's excitement for Sonic Superstar. So maybe that might be the better route. For starters, I really do want an Unleashed PC port. Put it on Steam. If you update the graphics, give it better controls, put it on 60 frames per second, and put it on Steam, I would pay $40-50 for that. I'm not even gonna lie. I just really want Unleashed on PC. You put Sonic Colors Ultimate on PC. God damn it, give us Unleashed. The fans want it. Stop being cowards, Sega. It's what we want. But also, I think another thing I would like to, something I want to mention, this could be me, reading too much into it or getting my tinfoil cap back on, but a part of me can't help but wonder if this is a part of a bigger plan that the director of Sonic Frontiers have previously mentioned, because he have talked about wanting to like fix the story of Sonic Frontier, well, not just Sonic Frontiers, but Sonic as a whole, and find a way to like connect all the stories together. This was something he briefly did talk about on his Twitter page, which is why if you notice, like, Sonic Frontiers does have like some connections to the other games, but also tends to be very loose because the story is kind of simplistic, but does have a lore in it that does connect a lot of the other games, even mentioning characters that have never even been in the game or have never been in this universe of Sonic. And that does make me wonder if this is a part of that plan to basically do a, maybe not like a restart, but like a reintroduction of some of these IPs and these older games to find a way to connect them in the story. Because I do believe that his plan of fixing the story does include Sonic 06. So to remaster and to reboot some of the older games that definitely would need for the newer, especially for the newer fans that are now joining the fandom, could definitely use kind of like this reintroduction and to really fix the story and to make it much more, you know, fleshed out and not all confusing and tangled up, and to really settle it in. So, because, you know, Sonic has never been known for its story or its, you know, being very story based, but, you know, in order, I think, to like reintroduce some of them to these games and to fix the story up to make them all connect could actually really help the franchise, or at least, like the director of Sonic Frontiers has mentioned, could help them fix it. I don't know if that is connected, if it's me overthinking it, but that is something I noticed, which was kind of very interesting, them casually pointing out that they want to fix the story and then mention that they're considering it, but not actually confirming if that is to be the case or not. And if they do go with that, you know, would it be a complete remake where the game is essentially different but based on the original, or would it just be a remastered of the original, but, you know, just optimized for the newer gen consoles and PC? Don't know. And what would actually be the best option? I mean, if in order to fix the story, it's probably best to redo them, kind of like the Resident Evil games have done with their remakes, because they're basically different games, but based off of the originals. But, you know, like I said, might be reading too much into it, but it is a thought I couldn't shake and definitely did want to bring up in this video. But with that being said, nothing confirmed, nothing, you know, denied yet, but I guess we'll see we'll have to see what happens with Sonic Superstar and the third update for Sonic Frontiers and see where they lead on from that. Because they definitely seem to be basing their decision on, from the success of Sonic Frontiers, but now more so the success of how successful Sonic Superstar will be. I'm hoping for the best. Sonic Superstar does look very good so far, but we'll have to wait to see. But either way, I'm going to be sticking around for it, and am looking forward to see what they got. And anything that can get unleashed on the PC, you know what? Do what you want with the other games. If you get unleashed onto the PC, I'm all for it. And with that being said, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos as often as I can. Do you think that we'll be seeing a lot of remakes and reboots of older games in the coming years? What games do you want to see remake? What games do you think need to be remade or deserve to be remade? And do you think we'll ever get Unleashed on the PC? Because damn it, I really want Unleashed on PC. I really do. And as always, till next time, bye-bye!